Alright, this video we're going to talk about the gallery, or I should say gallery options. We have the standard grid, which if we had a few more sitting in here, it would be stacked, like a normal grid. We have a horizontal gallery, which is basically a slider, and then we have the vertical gallery, which is a request we get a lot because there's a lot of photos, a lot of images that are portrait style. They're tall as opposed to being a landscape, a wide image, and so we have that option 2. If you have tall images, you can choose that. But what we want to do is at least start working with the grid, and what I want to focus on is how the gallery is set up based on albums and then galleries. And it's the same thing when you do blog posts. Your blog post is based on a category. So the same thing, your gallery is based on an album. So right now, as we're looking at the gallery landing page, think of these as categories: wedding dresses, top 20 weddings, elegant table settings. So those are categories, and if I was reading a blog post and I wanted to read about sports, for instance, I would click on sports, and then I'm going to see articles that are related to sports. The same thing. So wedding dresses, that's my category. I click on it. Here are all my images or videos, because this thing actually sorts between images and videos. You can do video uploads. And then I see, all those particular images that relate to that. So right now it's a little hard to understand, but it's something I have to go over because it's going to be a little tough in the beginning following this. But I'm going to do my best to kind of go over it, and hopefully it makes sense by the time we're done. Alright, so let me put this back. Here we are. So these are albums, and then the page we were just looking at was the gallery. Alright, so I want to go back to the back end, and what I have set up is the photo gallery, which what we see at the bottom. Photo gallery. I've clicked it. And then I'm going to see all my particular albums. And that is the same thing as a category. And if I click an individual album, these will be my posts, if you're thinking, along terms of blog posts, or in this case, galleries. Alright? Next thing is if I look at the front end page, I see 1, 2, and 3. These are all the individual albums, 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Or galleries within that particular album. That particular album is this one right here. If I click this, I'll get 1, 2, and 3. And how I pull that up is, this is going to throw you off just a little bit, and we're going to come back to this, I promise, is we can insert an album or a gallery by using the shortcode. So you see this little icon of a picture frame. We click it. We can insert a gallery, or we can insert an album. And what I'll do is I'll click, I want to do an album. So Elegant is the name of that particular album, and then what type we want. And in the beginning of the video I talked about slider and vertical, but we're sticking with grid. Insert it. Alright. You with me so far? I know it's pretty boring. Same thing. Just want to confirm that's the name of the particular album. Now if I come back to photo albums, what do I see? Elegant. Alright, right? So Elegant is the name of that album. And if I insert and come back, you see Elegant. So every album I got made or created, here are the names. Elegant, Beautiful, Cupcakes, Couples. What do we see? Elegant, Beautiful, Cupcakes, Couples. So you need to create that album or create that category, and then create the posts, or in this case the galleries with the images within that particular album or category, depending on how you're remembering this or viewing this. Alright, so if I click Elegant, I now see 1, 2, and 3 galleries. Whoops, wrong one. 1, 2, and 3. And if I click this, There we are. There's our images, right? So how do we get a fourth one down here? Pretty easy. We'll do add new gallery. Add new. Let's go ahead and click it. We're going to upload. And then what's going to do, those are tall. We don't want those tall ones, do we? I'm just going to do 3 well, I shouldn't say real quick because I can't pause it, otherwise it stops the upload. But it's going to take a minute to upload these, so just please bear with me. Maybe sip your coffee or drink or whatever you got going on. Just a real quick note, it's probably a good idea not to upload pictures larger than 15 to 1600 pixels wide. I've noticed a lot of people in this industry have large images and they'll be 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 pixels wide. And it's just humongous. Your site runs slow. Sometimes the hosting can't handle it and that kind of a thing. So, you know, be aware of how big your picture is. Alright, so there's some pictures. I've uploaded them. I'll give them a name. You know, something simple. Chairs. Flowers and more flowers, right? Descriptions, some text, some text, some text. Let's update that. Let's go back to the album. Now remember, when we're looking at this, this is the default page. These are the galleries within that category. Well, what is the category name? Oh, wrong button. Sorry about that. Category name is elegant. That's where we're at. And this is important. This is why I'm bringing this up for a specific reason. So these are all each individual titles, right? And you'll notice this one does not have a title. So this has been set. So let's go ahead and update this and refresh and let's see what shows up. There we are. Boom. It shows up. Fourth one. And it says enter gallery title. So that's why I'm bringing that up. So we need to get that a name. Beautiful settings. Something nice. All right, there we go. If I come back here and update, there you go. Beautiful settings. Click it. Here are our 3 images. Assuming one of these was a video, I could sort through that, but we don't have videos, do we? Okay, so let's come back. I know this is a long video, I apologize, but just a lot to break down when you're dealing with categories and subcategories and things like that. Let's go to the back end again. So this name obviously right here is very important, and we see how that works. Okay, and how this lists those out. This page right here, this section is this page in the editor. So let's say I was going to do just the gallery instead. The same thing. What we're going to see is just doing a gallery, we'll see those names in there. So top 20 weddings, insert gallery. We'll come back here. You'll see that this is within this particular album. So elegant, then gallery at top 20 weddings. So you can insert just the gallery. But what's going to happen is you're going to lose that functionality of the actual album setting. So you're going straight to that particular. So you can bypass that. Maybe you don't want the album. Maybe you want to go straight to a gallery. So you can create 50 different pages with galleries in it. You go straight to it. Put this back in album format. All right. Last but not least is, right at this point, you probably got it, you probably understand what's going on, but there's a key function and a key item that can kind of cause problems and people don't understand why they messed up that, so I kind of want to go over that. We're going to create an album from scratch. So you can see the box here, add new album. I'm going to click this, it's a default photo, because basically I want to set up some images and get everything going, and it needs an image. When like you see here, these are the default images that are associated with these particular albums. So let's go ahead and do that. It says add new gallery, but it's going to be associated with all that. So let's go ahead and click that. Upload. What we got going on here? Let's go ahead and do her, or this picture. Okay, so we're all set. Bride and background. I don't know, I'm just kind of winging it here. God, I am the worst speller in the world. Update. Let's go back. Photo albums. There we are. So we don't have a title. So you'll see these guys have titles. So we gotta get a title. So let's see. Great photography. Let's say awesome. There we go. Update. Now that's important, and that was why I brought this up, because you go in there and you give these things names. I click this, and then you give that thing a name in here. You've named it. You've set it up, but you haven't. You got to come back and set all that up. So that's why I'm bringing that up. So what we got to do is upload the images and then come back and rename. Flowers. She is great. Okay, and that's a gallery. So let's add a new gallery. Click it, and then the same thing we just did. Go ahead and click that. We're going to upload. I'll just do 2 real fast. And what's important about this, and why I'm taking all this time to do this, is if you do not name every single section, what's going to happen is you're going to add a gallery or an album, and it's going to be blank, and you're going to be wondering, hey, I've uploaded these pictures, why are they not showing up? They don't show up because they don't have names. So if you see blank spots in your gallery, so maybe you have an image, and an image, and an image, and a blank spot, then an image, and a blank spot, and some images, like some gaps, it's because you haven't properly named or set up your images. You know, it's like we're seeing here. So cards, bride and groom to, whatever. And that's what will happen is you gotta name everything so it knows how to place it and structure it accordingly. Let's go back to this. So now we have grit photography. I come in here and remove this. We'll test it. Well, actually, right. I didn't think about that. I need to refresh this because, whoops. Let's save this first. We got to reload the changes I made in the other admin portion, so I didn't think about that. Alright, so let's try it again. Gallery. There we are. Okay, photography. Whoops, wrong button. Get albums what we want. Let's go ahead and check it out. So there we are, flowers, and then you'll see the enter gallery title. So what are we missing there? We didn't give it a title. Now when we clicked on that and we went in there, you can see the title there. And I thought I named the cards, but maybe I didn't save it properly. So there we are. So cards, update. Cards. And then boom, within the cards. So that's why I went over it in depth, because they're albums, there's galleries, and the galleries are basically within the category of that particular album. That's about all I can do right now. It's a bit confusing, but hopefully once you dive in, it makes a bit more sense.